So here we go. We're going to start off the off season doing what I like to do during the off season, which is projects. You know, these things going down the road, they are earthquakes and things break. Well, I didn't make a mention of it during the Kaylee Polka run. If you guys remember when we had to leave Vermont and hightail it back to Florida because she needed that surgery, blah, blah, blah. It's a long story. Got to go check that video out if you want to hear the whole story. But during that trek, we hit a bad patch right around South Carolina, which the roads were horrible, okay? There was a lot of bouncing around, and everything that goes on in the coach is you know, multiplied. What you feel in the truck is bad, so in here it multiplies. Well, check out this little damage that I'm going to repair, or I'm going to try and repair. I have an idea. I'm going to share it with you guys. This is by no means a instructional video. This is basically a do-it-yourself. Just sharing with you guys what happened to us. I know that a lot of you that have seen the original installation of my washer and dryer have shown interest in this. This is a situation that I ran across, and it's time to fix it. I'm going to try and fix it. I have an idea, and I'm going to go along, and if the idea works, I'll share it with you guys. But let me show you guys. So here's my stackable washer and dryer. If you guys remember when I did the installation, this is the washer down here, and this is the dryer. Now, the dryer goes connected through the washer to the washer with a bracket that's underneath here. Let me see if I can take this apart. It's so stuck that I can barely even take it apart. There it goes. So here's the bracket. This bracket goes connected to the washer. Well, what happened during all the commotion, that bracket must have come loose, where now the dryer, you can actually move it. Shifted. Yeah, it's all shifted. So I have an idea of how I'm going to repair it. But now we're gonna have to start off by just taking the door off and removing it, and that's it. And let's see how this goes. All right, so first things first, we got to start off by removing the door because it won't come out if I don't remove the door. And just to save you guys the trouble, I'm gonna time lapse it. I mean, I'm sure you all know how to work a drill and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna take the door off, and then we'll go from there. All right, door is off. Now we're going to take the brackets. Actually, we just realized that the bracket itself that secures onto the top of the washer, that's still there. The top of the washer is still connected to the bottom of the dryer. What happened and what broke off was the actual top of the washer. It came off. So we're going to go take that off now. And I don't know if you guys have noticed on the background, the hands that you see moving around in the background. That's my cousin Willie, who actually helped me. There's the hands, who actually helped me install it originally. He came out to help me because this thing, it's not that it's heavy, it's just awkward. It's awkward positions. So let's take the dryer out and pull it out. All right, so just in my haste, I forgot to do two things. I forgot to unplug it, and I forgot to disconnect the exhaust. If you guys remember from my installation video, I added an access panel for that very reason. You guys see it right here, but I didn't do it. So that's why Willie had to jump in and help me mid removal. Now watch this. These brackets you see here, these are the brackets to install the dryer. This thing rattled so much that the whole top of the washer came off. First thing I gotta do now is see if this is worth fixing or modifying. And you know me, I'm probably gonna modify it. All right, so I already took the screws off, but I'm putting it back here just so you guys can see it. This bracket here is the two brackets that are installed so that you can connect the dryer to the washer. I took these brackets off, took the screws off, I'm going to probably use those elsewhere. And what happened was that this top has a clip here and a clip here, and that clip broke. So basically this comes off. So I'm no longer, the idea is that I'm no longer going to install the dryer on top of here. So I'm going to put a screw here. I already looked. It's not going to interfere with anything. And a screw here just to secure this top so it doesn't rattle off. And then I'll show you guys what the plan is. All right, so before we go any further, what I did is I bypassed the clips here, which are obviously broken. It clips in the front here, and it has two tabs back here that are, so you could put a screw in, and look, there you go. So this top is finished, and like I said, my next step, I'm gonna bypass this tab altogether, and we're gonna do a little brainstorming here real quick, and I'll fill you guys in on what we're gonna do. All right, so here's the thought or the theory, and now we're gonna put it into play. So let me give you guys a background on this. Before we added the stackable washer and dryer, this was a closet, but it was plumbed for washer and dryer. They used to have a board that goes across here, okay, which I never threw away. I kept it. So what I'm going to take now is I'm going to take that board and I'm going to cut the piece off in the back. And if you notice, I've cut these 4 2x4s, not that much weight. The weight is insignificant. I've cut them to a certain length where I can install the board on top, and the board will be 1/4 of an inch floating above the washer. There will be no touching. So that's the theory, and I don't know, we're gonna put it into play. I'm gonna show you guys what I have in mind to connect these together for more support, and I'll show you guys as soon as I do that. All right, so step by step, now that I have the legs, which basically are going to serve just to raise the board across here so that it is floating over the washer, I've made these braces, and they're going to slide right in here, and I am going to secure them in place so that the boards don't do this. And then I might even secure them to the wall. I'm not quite sure just yet if I want to do that, just to hold them more in place. But that's the plan. I got one for this side, one for this side. I'm going to install them because I only have one set of hands, and I'll let you guys know, or I'll show you what it looks like as soon as I'm done. All right, so brackets are in place, secured with the stabilizer in the middle, and this side is done. Now I need to go cut the board that used to be here. I'm going to go cut it to size and install it, and I'll share that with you guys as well. All right, so this is what we got so far. So this board here, this wood that we're using, used to be up here, so we had to cut off 3 or 4 inches back there. Plus it leaves me access through my panel here to plug it in, maybe check the water and stuff like that. The only issue I'm having is that this little decorative lip, which I really like because it stops the dryer from vibrating forward, it hits here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 1/4 inch off of there. I'm going to do the best I can, maybe tape it up, and I'm going to try and cut it off and see how it looks. But right now I really like this. It's floating over the dryer, self-contained. Each one of the units is by itself, or will be by itself. I like that. Let me go cut this off. All right, so this is what we got so far. What I did is, as best I could, I taped that edge off, and I took a jigsaw and I shaved off 1/4 of an inch, where now you can literally see the knob, and you could still open up to clean your the reservoir, and it is self-sustained, floating over the washer on its own 4 legs. I am really, really happy the way this came out, or this part. Not done yet. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to secure this board to the 4 legs. All right, so now the board is secured or fastened to the 4 legs. So it is independent of the washer. And I still have room back there to access through my panel door or access door to access the vent, the plugs, the water. I'm thinking I might add some little pieces right here and right here to just stop it. I mean, you guys know very well that this is an earthquake. This is moving, so I might add a little piece of trim there just to avoid it from moving back and forth. Although it's pretty stout right now. I don't know. Let me see. Let me give this a little thought, and I'll let you know what I do. All right, so that's it. That's what I wanted to do. That's the plan that I had. That's the theory, the vision. I think it's pretty good. I think it's going to work out. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to put the dryer, because remember, now I'm kind of missing a little piece here. I'm going to try and put the dryer back by myself. I still have my cousin here to help me, but it's not, we don't fit. There's not enough room. So I'm gonna try putting it back, and let's see what it looks like when I'm done. Well, that was interesting. I knew all along I was gonna have to put the top end first, because the angle was just wasn't gonna work. So now the finishing touch, which I'm probably not going to be able to do today because I may not have it. I have to go look. I'm going to put an anchor point, or maybe an eye bolt on this side, straight through the wood, one on that side, and I'm going to use a ratchet strap completely out of view, connect it, ratchet up at the top, so that the dryer is fastened to its own legs, floating over the washer. You know, a lot of people will watch the video and they'll say that it was long and drawn out, and I apologize for that. I watch videos on do-it-yourself stuff, and a lot of times people leave out, I've mentioned this before, people leave out the little intricacies. You know, they go to A and then you get C, and you always leave the wondering in the middle for the B. How did B take place? I try to avoid that, so I try to show you as much as possible. This is in. I'm going to go ahead and connect the vent and the power through my access panel. Don't need to bore you with that. But when I do the anchor points and the strap, I'll share that with you guys also. May not happen today because I don't think I have. I definitely have the strap. I just don't have the anchor points. But I'm going to go check my toolbox, see what I got. So here is the benefit of having the access door. Everything is accessible. There's the electrical, there's the vent, and on the other side, you can't really see it, is the water. The water's a little bit harder to get to, but nonetheless, it is accessible. So, like I said, I don't have the brackets. So maybe I'll finish it, or whenever I can run over to Home Depot or Lowe's, I'll pick that up, but I'll surely share it with you guys. So good morning, guys. We are at it again, back on this project this morning. Like I mentioned yesterday, I went to Home Depot and bought a few little things so I could shore this project up. And I'm going to share with you guys this morning my concerns. They're not really concerns, but you know, they're little, like I said, remember I mentioned the A to C and you skip out on the B. Well, this is the B. These are the little things that I like to take care of, and I like to show you guys in case you have the questions. I'm almost positive some of you guys have questions. So I'm going to share those things with you guys in today's video, and we're gonna wrap this project up as quick as possible. The one thing I did want to mention to you guys is, if you see this video or you got to this video because your algorithms maybe linked you to this video because you keyed in RV washer and dryer project or whatever, I'm going to try and link somewhere here. I'm going to try and link my original video of the installation of the washer and dryer, which is a pretty good video, very detailed. I mean, I did get a few little negative comments, people saying that there was too much information. But, you know, personally, I don't think that exists. I don't think that's possible. You can never have too much information. You can watch it, you know, discard the stuff that you think is over the top, and enjoy some of the information that's there that's valuable. That's it. That's what I got to say about that. But for now, let's get in here, and I'm going to share with you guys some of the little things that I want to do to secure this up. All right, so first things first, as you guys saw yesterday, I have 4 legs, one over there, one over here, and then 2 in the back on each side. So my concern is, right now, all the weight is up and down, everything is perfect, all the weight is on here, and all the weight is on the 4 legs. But under normal circumstances, this is between 2 walls. You have this wall and that wall. So side to side, there may not be too much movement, or even front to back, there may not be too much movement. But because we are inside an RV that goes down the street, we need to secure this a little bit better. So the plan is I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna get a level, make sure that that is straight up and down. And then I am going to drill through this wall, okay, into that wood, just to make sure that it stops going back and forth, or to make sure that that back and forth does not occur. Also, in addition to making sure that those in the front don't move, I bought these straps from Home Depot yesterday, and back here you have a pretty significant wall, and then right here you have what I entered yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and secure a strap like that once the legs are level, to make sure that it doesn't move, you know, backwards and forwards. I'm going to try and bend this to it's a little higher in the back than it is in the front. I'm going to try and bend that to make it work. All right, so the 2 screws are installed on this side. Then the strap back there is installed. This is very, very stout right now, not going to move. I'm going to go ahead and install the bracket on this side for the strap, and then I'll move the dryer back. All right, so here's the bracket installed. And for those of you inquiring minds, if you remember, there's a leg here, there's a leg back there, and then there's a cross beam, which is a support beam that goes all the way across. I used 3-inch wood screws to make sure that these straps weren't just secured to this board, that it went all the way through to the support beams, which is a 2x4, just to give it a little bit more oomph. So this side's done. Let me get to the other side. All right, strap on that side's done. You already saw the one on this side. Word to the wise do-it-yourselfers. Remember B. A to C, doesn't matter. B, the little intricacies. Little hint, if you plan to do this job, or you plan to do something similar, install those brackets before you put the dryer back. I mean, I was able to do it with the dryer in there, but I could have saved myself 15 minutes. Do it before you put the dryer in. Get all that hardware stuff installed. That's just word to the wise. Just get it done. All right, so strap is connected to this anchor point. Obviously it goes up and around. And then on this side, let me see if I can video that side. On this side, it is strapped right there. And I don't know, just to clean it up a little bit, I may cut this extra strap off. Actually, as a matter of fact, I am going to cut it off. But that's it. All right, guys, so that's it. This project is complete. It was fairly easy. I mean, I believe the toughest part was getting the dryer out and putting it back in. Not because it's heavy, it is not. It's just, it's awkward. It's a big item, bulky, and it fits into an area, and it's almost like perfectly designed. There's not a lot of wiggle room, as there is in any of the projects that happen in an RV. Not a lot of wiggle room. It's very precise. So that was difficult. The little hint that I gave you guys, very important. Make sure you do your hardware installation before you put your dryer in. I'm actually very happy with the way this turned out. It is secure up and down, so the two items now are independent of each other. There will be no bouncing around. I will tell you this, the washer and dryers, these specific, this model, the Splendide, they are designed for an RV. They're engineered for an RV, and they did a great job up until now. We've done 35,000 plus miles, and I never had an issue. But can't help it, it's inevitable. You're gonna grab roads that are in bad conditions, and things are gonna wiggle loose. In this particular case, they broke. I believe that they were designed good, okay. Nonetheless, they broke. The top broke. So now they are individual of each other. They're separate. They are secure. They're in place. I'm not telling you that it's perfect, but I believe they are going to withstand whatever we got moving forward. So up and down is good. Back and forth. I got the screws on the side holding the 2x4. I got the strap in the back, which I think that's the clincher. The strap in the back holding the shelf. I think we got it done. That's it. That's a quick do-it-yourself project on shoring up or securing your washer and dryer system a little bit better. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I have another project coming up here real soon. Just to give you a little teaser, it's a project because I screwed up.